Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. Today is Monday, new day of the week, and on Monday we're always taking a little bit of a macro look at BTC, ETH, dollar index and the S&P 500 because they're also very much correlated or inverse correlated, and we're trying to make a little bit of our game plan for the week. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share the video with your friends if you think this is useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are also in the description. Now without further ado, let's start diving in. We're starting off with BTC USD on the 4 hour, and it looks actually pretty bullish. We have some interesting levels above us. We already had one touch, two touch, and just the third one just underneath under that 25,200 level. That is an important support and resistance that came in already from such a long time ago. It was a top here, and also on the Bybit chart it was the bottom of this wick right here. So you can see that that is now becoming serious support and resistance after so many taps. If we decide to go lower from here, then we do have a few interesting levels. This is the very macro value area high, and that perfectly lines up now with the 0.5 on the fib retracement measured from these highs to this low, and there you get 23,300. That actually is a very nice level. The only thing is that you are then underneath this value area high, and that is of this trading range right here. And usually when you once you surpass it, then you visiting the value area low. If we do so, we do also have the golden pocket here at 22,730 to 22,850. Wouldn't mind it. Matter of fact, if we take out this low on the 4 hour, that's actually still completely fine, as long as we maintain market structure. So if we do this, that's completely fine. We cannot lose this low. This is for now the most important one. If we start closing 8 hour, 12 hour daily candles underneath this low, then I think it's game over and we go much lower. To be honest, I am right now more in the bull camp than I am in the bear camp, because the indicators just look super good. So with that being said, let's start diving into targets on the upside. Like we already said, we have this important resistance above us. You could also say that you can trade this current range, and that you're not really taking the value area high anymore, but you start measuring from the moment that we start getting into this range, and then you could say, you know what, I'm just trading from the value area high to the value area low and back up, and then actually can make a few very nice trades. So this is actually a very nice new trading range. Again, once we cross this to 25,200 with conviction and volume, and we stay there, then we have this macro golden pocket above us, approximately 26,000 to 26,500. That one is measured from the bottom that we put in. From the bottom that we put in right here until these tops right here. I also today put in a horizontal line. That is for me another resistance, 28,700. And that is then coinciding with these bottoms right here, but you can also see that it was a support and therefore also bottoms on these wicks right here. So that actually I think is also a super nice level to keep an eye on. Mind you, that is already almost 15% from where we are right now, even a little bit more, 16%. So that is actually important to take into account. Like I said, I do actually expect that we might get some resistance here at 26k, but then the 28k or 28,700 is my most important level. It looks like there's just barely any retrace, so it's hard to really build up a nice long position. Of course, it would actually be very nice if we would go lower now and lose this value area high, maybe to the 0.5 or the golden pocket. Both levels is fine, because then maybe a lot of people are getting super bearish. We're taking out this low right here. Everyone thinks 26k or 28 or 29 is not going to happen anymore, and that is then very nice fuel to maybe build up a long position here and then to go higher. This must then probably happen this week. Like I said, it is so far a little bit hard to build up a long position because there is just barely any good big retrace. This was one bit more than 7%. If you didn't catch low, went quite fast back up again. During the weekend we had some movement. Matter of fact, also on Friday actually had some movement. That was a little bit of a surprise because usually Friday is a little bit more flat, a little bit more calm, but this was the Friday trading day, so there was actually a nice few big moves to trade. I didn't catch it, but it was actually pretty good. And then we had this attempt right here. This is on Sunday where we tried to breach that level. To be honest, I didn't like it because if you pump up during the weekend with a very big gap, then usually it comes back down. With that being said, maybe it sounds a bit stupid, but actually I opened up a position on Friday because everything was so super bullish. We just had that retrace. I missed the exact long or the retest here, so I built up a position right here, and then I just rode the wave. And then I closed the trade somewhere here because I was just afraid that we will take out these lows, because if you look at it, this actually looks like a super nice liquidity run here to the upside, and there of course are stops underneath these lows. And so far, oh, actually only this one has been taken out by this candle, but that's pretty much it. So there is really an incentive for the bears to push the price down, and I just didn't want to caught up in that kind of price action and just secured some of the profits. With that being said, let's quickly then go to ETH. This is a very nice channel where we have been in since Saturday 14th of January. We have really been trading from the bottom to the top, and also you can see that the center line has been very nicely support and resistance for quite some time. We went underneath. I actually thought that was the break and we're going lower if the dollar index keeps on pumping. That didn't happen. We just pumped straight back into it, and now again you can see that this is just a very nice resistance, and also this center line right here is a very nice support. So this stays in play as long as it is support and resistance. If let's say the top is in and we are going lower, then I am aiming still for that golden pocket, and I have to say it's pretty low, 1310 to 1330. Don't think we're gonna reach that anytime soon, but actually already taking out these low right here, the 38.2 at approximately 1490 is already quite nice. Also here, to be honest, I also don't know for sure if we are going to reach it anytime soon, because everything is just so damn bullish. Like I said, it's just hard to get into a good retracement. Therefore, you could also say, you know what? If we go lower, I just measure it from this top to this bottom, a little bit more local. That's probably the right thing to do, and then I'm just trying to get in on a good retrace, maybe here to the bottom of the channel again, or maybe we wick below to the golden pocket, 1560, 1570. It's actually a super nice moment to go long. If you want to go short, is there an opportunity to do so? Yes, there is. You could say, you know what, I'm SFPing this high. Once we do so, I enter the short and then just ride it to the downside. Let's see how it goes. But we also have this high right here, what actually I like a little bit more. 1790 is the top right there. Just above us, we also have the FIB retracement 78.6 at 1829 or 1830. That is then measured from this top right here all the way to the bottom, but other than that, actually from between these two levels and here, there is actually no resistance. So I wouldn't be surprised if at a certain point ETH start catching up on BTC, because so far BTC percentage wise has been moving much faster than ETH, which is usually the other way around. ETH moves 1.5 to 2 times as fast as BTC, but then you can see that this move only already up here to 2030 is a 19% move. So that actually would be a very nice long trade, but so far I'm not in long yet. I first want to see maybe a good setup for me to get in. Have to say, on the indicators it looked good. Here you can see the money flow is coming up. If we do something like this, you could also say, you know, we're making a bearish divergence. I will play it, but so far this looks strong with the RSIs together and the money flow up. So I want to see in the 4 hour this money flow needs to come down. If else, I will not enter a short. I will just be looking to long, and every retracement is then an opportunity to go long. Also on the daily, so far it looks just super strong. You can see that the money flow is just thick in the green. Yes, this could roll over, but I think it's almost a bit too obvious of a bearish divergence with just higher tops here and then just lower tops here. I mean, this was actually also a bearish divergence right here from this top to here. And yes, if you would have played it, it was super nice. But as you know, ETH just actually usually follows BTC. This was a 7% dump for BTC, and here it was a little bit further, approximately 12%. But if market structure is so bullish, then a bearish signal doesn't always give you the percentage return that you're looking for, or it just doesn't play out at all, and you get caught up because you're just so focused on, hey, I see bearish divergence, therefore we need to go down, and then that barely happens because everything is just pointing to the upside, and therefore in a situation like this I find the money flow the most important. With that being said, I see that I just forgot actually really quick to look at the market Cipher B indicator here on BTC. Let's quickly do that then. Also here actually the same kind of story. Here the momentum wave is going up, money flow higher, RSIs are now together, view up is higher. This just looks actually super strong. Also on a daily, same kind of story. Yes, maybe we're rolling over. This will be then the first bearish divergence for BTC, and for ETH we already have one. But also here I would say it's almost too logical for us to then say, hey, you know what, see bearish divergence, yippee-ki-yay, let's load up into a short bandwagon and then we are going to dump down. I would actually then want to see something maybe like a little bit of a deviation and then going down, or spend some time maybe in SFP and then go down, or even better would actually be something like a bar pattern, but we haven't seen them those patterns already for months. But that is then really something I'm looking out for, and also especially now in the bigger time frames, because we have been going up quite significantly. I want to see some cooling off signs, and with these RSIs coming together on the 2-day, the money flow staying pretty good, the momentum wave still not topping out. I just really now leaning much more bullish than I am bearish. For the dollar index, we had some wiki moves last week. We went to the golden pocket. That was actually an important one for me, measured from the top to the low. We even touched the 78.6 on the fib retracement. Now back at the golden pocket. I wouldn't be surprised if we still do something like this, and eventually BTC goes a little bit higher, and then eventually this dollar index is going to shoot higher, take out this high right here. And my macro target for the next couple of weeks is that 110 here on the fib retracement, the ultimate high to the recent swing low, and then we also still have our super bullish divergence playing out here on the market Cipher B. As you can see, momentum waves higher, price going lower, and now finally also the money flow curving up, and the momentum wave here really thick in on the top side again. So far this macro pattern is still playing out, but since it takes weeks to create this, it also will take weeks to eventually play out to go to the 110. But of course we need to keep in mind, if this goes higher to the 110, that will cause some selling pressure on BTC and on stocks, and therefore that will go down. With that being said, we also of course have the S&P 500 or the ES1, the future market. Actually, let me extend this a little bit, because here we actually had a super interesting pattern. I have no idea why it's out right now, but I will quickly draw back in. Maybe if you remember, is that we had this rising wedge right here. We had a little bit of a fake out, and after that we had a actually already a bearish retest on this breakout to the downside. So this is then kind of your fake out, and then here a breakout and bearish retest, and now we're just slowly grinding lower. My macro target is still aiming for approximately 3,500. I do have to say, the way everything looks right now in the stock market, we might not hit it at all, but first I will then be aiming for the 3950-ish. That is the golden pocket. Also nicely coincides here with support and resistance line that came in already from beginning of 2022. So that actually will be a super nice level to look out for, and then eventually to take out these lows right here, because this is of course major liquidity. Then of course we first hit the GP, and then we also fulfill the target of the rising wedge, and then to take out this. I think it's quite a ride, but maybe if we are lucky, we are able to get it 7 or 8%. Actually, why not? I think it is possible for the next couple weeks to come. So that's right now what I'm looking out for. Last but not least, the calendar then. Not a lot is going on this week. Some people are looking out for the FOMC minutes. In my experience is that usually not a lot happens. This is just more of a recap of the last FOMC meeting. The day after, on Thursday, the 23, then we have, let me see, the unemployment claims in the United States. This actually for me is a little bit more important one, because this of course goes hand in hand also with the data about unemployment and the payments that people are getting when they are unemployed. So this is actually one that is super important. You can see the previous one was 194 and now 200k, so it's probably going to be a little bit flat, I guess. And then the last one is on Friday. That's also where some people are looking out for, is the PCE index. I don't know if it will move so much, but this is kind of the highlights there for this week. But no FOMC meeting and no inflation data from the United States, and those for me are really the pinnacles what moves price. Tomorrow, like I said, we are really going to dive deeper in, and we are really going to look at this area right here. Where can we trade and what are the exact price levels to take? Like I said, on Monday I always like to do a bit more of a macro view. So if you like that, make sure to like and subscribe, to click on the bell and to click on all so you get notified tomorrow when I upload that video. And also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where I also update you multiple times a day. And with that being said, thank you guys so much. See you next one. Bye bye.